welcome football stalkers. Look, hey, get drama, Yisu. I don't know what's going on, but hey, Sundowns won the Nedbank Cup. What a goal from Serino. I'll let the guys say what they saw from the game and what they want to say. I've got Klevin, Lonwabo, Goitsilwe, Napo, and Murendni. Guys, thoughts on the game? I'm gonna start with Napo as a Celtic supporter. I'm gonna start with you. Let's go, my brother. Your thoughts on tonight's game?
You know, when it comes to tonight's game, bro, I'm really disappointed with the coach's lineup. Like, how do you leave your most valuable players on the bench? Who does that? You're playing against players like Tembazwane. You have Serra on the bench. You have Potsane on the bench. Like,
you know what, Napo? I'm looking at the team, and it was clear from the onset that he opted to defend more. You know, playing Likabika, playing Shabalala, and playing Barkemang.
Shabalala.
You know, and now, you know, you mentioning Stefa, who, I mean, he had a brilliant game against Cheese and all the other games, and
exactly.
And I'm thinking, but what's happening? Why is
Serra on the bench? Why is Serra on the bench? Why did he take out Mabena? Mabena is the engine of Celtic. He drives the team, even when he's not performing well. But then that people like other players, they look up to him. And then you bench him. Like, okay, after 60 minutes, you're like, okay, go out. Let's put another player who's below your ratings. Who does that?
But now, there
was never a will.
Do you think it's just the fact that he didn't play certain players, or maybe even the tactics? Because it seemed, you know, Celtic seemed like an exciting team. The way they're playing, their ball playing team, their attack. But today, they defended a lot. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong in my assessment, but it felt like they were defending too much.
Yeah, they were defending because someone was like, you know, someone when it comes to ball position, you always on point. You always are taking. So what he wanted to do was to have a strategy not to concede as much. You see? So by doing that, he sort of have the attacking form of the game. He forgot that, okay, we need to score goals to win the game. You see? So I don't know how he managed to come up with a system of not playing your goal scorers, not having your goal scorers in the game, and then just playing a defense mode of game. So it was just a mess up to begin with. Because even if you can see the chances that Celtic took, they were attacking well when it comes to counter attacking, and their defense was on point. Yeah. Besides, the lineup was just a mess.
Klevin,
yes.
How was the game for you? How was the game for you?
I mean, the game was good. We attacked very well, but we didn't kill the game in the second. We should have won the game in the first half, but we didn't. But so far, what I can say is we played very well, like Sundowns that I do. We're just lacking that killer finish. That's it. But today we played the way Sundowns used to play, or the way Sundowns must play.
Lonwabo?
No, I agree with Klevin here, because it was an open game where the teams were given chances to play, especially in the middle of the thing is with Sundowns, I was disappointed because we needed that aggressiveness there to score more goals. But unfortunately, Pizzo, I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm wrong, but I believe that Maboa was supposed to be benched. Sorry, he was supposed to be sacrificed in the game time because he was our liability in the field, to be honest. But Pizzo is always stubborn when it comes to his favorite player. So I truly believe that Maboa was supposed to be sacrificed, especially in the early minutes of the second half. Unfortunately, Pizzo, as we know him, our coach, we love him, but at some point he tends to be so stubborn in a way that sometimes us as supporters we are panicking because of what he's doing. For instance, Ivan, we have Mahalwa, we have Mkume, we also have our attacking guys, but he had to pull them later. I believe that those guys were going to change it more, or they were going to create more chances in terms of creating more goals. But get Pizzo is Pizzo for you. This is why at some point it does favor him to win us. To win for Sundowns the games, but Pizzo is Pizzo, man. Otherwise, the game was good, as Kelvin was saying, the game was good. We were, I believe this is a Sundowns that we know, a Sundowns that controls the ball, Sundowns that creates the ball in the middle of the park. Yeah, I think our team has gained the momentum in this bubble, in as much as we were struggling when we started the bubble, but at least now we will be the final that momentum. Yeah, man.
Goitsilwe, as a neutral guy who saw these two teams, how was the game for you? What did you pick out?
Yeah, the game was gonna end as it ended. Either of the two teams was gonna win 1-0 because they were not both clinical the goals. And when we look at the Celtic side, when I try to comment on what Napo is concerned about, Celtics play against Sundowns. It's just that the guys didn't come to the game. Ndumiso Madena, Lutuli, and Ngobeni. They didn't come to the game, and the game was too much defensive because they were not attacking. Those are the three guys who should have been attacking, but they didn't attack Sundowns as much as they should have done. So that's why it was looking like Celtic was more defending, but they were playing 4 defense, 4 at the back, 4 center, and 2 in front. But those 2 in the center and 1 in front, they were not assisting the whole team. That's why it was more like the Celtics is playing ball at the back. But Sundowns was playing normal football. It's just that they were not clinical. Maybe it's about time that Sundowns use a natural striker so that they can start to get goals. Other than using this midfield camp striker, they will keep on scoring 1 or 2 goals.
Okay. Murendni, your turn, Baba. The Treble is
I think it was
but yeah, how did you see the game, my brother?
the game was good. I mean, we had 2 teams which played beautiful football, but on Celtic side, I think Maduka persisted with some of the players that he shouldn't have persisted with. I mean, he was supposed to have made some changes earlier. I think they will have troubled us a bit, but we played very well. I think the only person, Mavo also played very well today. I think the only person who didn't really play well at Sundowns, especially in the first half, was Gaston Sireno. He was okay, but in the first half, he was not the Gaston that I've come to know. And if John Maduka read the game well and made the necessary changes early, I think they could have gotten something out of this game. But all in all, we played very well as Mamelodi Sundowns. Just that now, I'm very pissed with Mamelodi Sundowns. I've always been.
We'll get into that. Look, now everybody can come in. So there's drama when there was no need for drama. Mamelodi Sundowns blunders in such a way that, I guess, depending on, some of us can be over critical at the size of the club to make such a blunder. Now we come to understand that Celtics have lodged a complaint about Langerman being in the squad team sheet.
He's suspended.
You know,
even Coach Pizzo's post-match interview seemed like a guy who conceded that they made a blunder. He didn't seem like a guy who just won a treble, who just won a cup. What do you make of this situation that we just saw? A guy who walked in and took a medal and posed for the camera. What is happening? I'll leave it to you guys. What do you make of what we just saw?
You know what, Ivan? Mamelodi Sundowns. You know, at Mamelodi Sundowns, there are some people who need to be fired. Certain people need to be fired, and I've always been vocal about it, you know. And unfortunately, they don't act, and those people will continue to mess up. We've got people there we've got salary thieves at Sundowns. We've got people who are just sitting there. Time and again, they make blunders. Time and again, we're a joke. So, you know what, for me, if we have to lose this treble so that other people get fired, let it be, you know.
But
get those people the hell out of my team. And some people will say, you know, maybe the coach should have known as well. But I can't say the coach should have known, because this is the same as a coach playing a player who has been injured, but that player was cleared by the doctor. When it comes to medical issues, the doctor must clear the players to the technical team. When it comes to administrative issues, the team manager must clear players to the technical team. So even if the coach thinks that the player is suspended, but the team manager says this player can play, then they can play. And I know that the PSL also distributes a list of suspended players to team managers well in advance before a match. So the team manager there messed up, and the team manager must go. And I hope this was not something done to sabotage the coach, because you never know with Sundowns.
But on this issue, I've been trying to check when did Langerman get a fourth yellow card? Because if you check our game against Black Leopard, only Nascimento and Wayne Arends were one yellow card away from suspension. Langerman was not there. So how come, guys?
Is he not suspended?
Yeah. You see, right now we don't know what's happening. But for me, I personally don't give Sundowns the benefit of the doubt, because they are known to mess up. And I'm hoping you are right, Calvin. I hope you are right, and Langerman was not suspended.
I also want people to be fired, especially Pidandrov, because he's the team manager. So Pidandrov must know better. But when I'm trying to check. I was checking our starting lineup against Black Leopard. We had only Nascimento with one yellow card away from suspension and Wayne Arends. Langerman was playing, but he was not one yellow card away from suspension. So that's why I'm confused. Or how come? How possible is that?
You know, and the sad thing with South African football is that even the people who are supposed to know, our media people, don't know what's happening. So, so all of us are just speculating now. We're not even sure if he was really suspended. But I saw a picture with a list of suspended players. It had the PSL logo. But for some reason, that picture did not even have the sponsors Nedbank Cup logo.
No, that one is a fake. I saw it.
So it doesn't look legit.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter.
So then let me ask this question then, guys. So let's say, for argument's sake, Sundowns team manager, the coach, are under no impression that Langerman is suspended, because we saw him, he was ready to come on. But then the question is, what in those seconds or minutes where Langerman submitted to go in, what happened between when he was supposed to go in to him not going in, where there's a whole, here in the background, there was a whole lot of shouting going on. And to Langerman not going in. And then what happened there?
It doesn't. I think someone remembered that day. It looks like this one is suspended. You know, but you know, whatever happened there does not matter. Naming him in the team, if he was indeed suspended, naming him in the team sheet is as good as him playing if he was indeed suspended.
Yeah.
So, I think this team always stresses me.
I think
You're quiet, my brother. I want you to talk. Napo, you must come and talk. Tell us, should you win
Evan,
in the bathroom or what? What's going
I'm
on?
upset with my coach. I don't want to get something because of technicality. We don't deserve this cup. Because of the mistake that was done by... Actually, it's not Pizzo's fault. So I don't feel like we deserve it. I'm quiet because, it wasn't clear whether Langerman was supposed to play or not. He shouldn't have been on the team sheet, I understand it. Ne? But then, it wasn't well known that, okay, here's a list of suspended people who are not supposed to play. You understand? Hence I'm saying, now, all this commotion about, okay, Celtics deserve the title because of the mess up that happened in the Sundowns board. It is really not deserving of celebration, because when you think of it, how Sundowns played, because Langerman didn't even get on the field, but then how Sundowns performed today, it was clear that they deserved a win. Celtic defended well, yes, we understand it, but then it was clear that Sundowns deserved to win today's game. Our coach messed up, Sundowns showed up to the game. That's it. So this technicality, man, it's just football politics.
Yeah, but rules are rules, and then they are made to be obeyed. So irrespective of what the team did, yeah. If we set rules, setting rules for somebody to obey those rules, and then those are the guidelines. We must play under those guidelines. You see, so
guys, here's the
they
thing.
won the game beautifully.
So let me ask.
They won the game beautifully, but they messed up at the end of the day.
Yes.
So to tell you, in terms of the lineup itself,
Carry on, Goitsilwe.
yeah. So if we refer to the lineups, and the way that the Sundowns was playing, there was no need for Langerman to be introduced either, because the left winger was still playing well, and the Langerman was introduced. There was this substitution board that's indicating that Langerman is going to be introduced. That's when the commotion started at the touch lines. So technically, Langerman was introduced, but didn't go into the pitch. Langerman, if he's suspended, he was not supposed to be part and parcel of the team sheet. And then Sundowns deserve to be penalized for that.
So let me touch this, guys. Then, does this then highlight that there are problems with abiding by the NSL rules? Because this boardroom situation seems to be a season by season situation. It's almost as if you almost now guaranteed that you are bound to deal with something like that every season. Look at the Serino situation. It's been dragging on. Last season, you had the Arendse situation dragging on. The other one, you had this whole Ndoro situation. It seems to be every year there's some form of problem with abiding by the rules, and somehow it affects who wins the title or whatever. I mean, we're talking about a final, guys, and there's something like this that's happening. Surely at some point one can say this is unacceptable for any team in the PSL. We're talking about R1 billion company here. We're talking about R1 billion business. And you still have such situations where things have to be sorted out in the boardroom.
You know what? It is not even about abiding by the rules. It's the incompetence of Sundowns officials. This is Sundowns being incompetent. This is Sundowns hiring salary thieves. This is, and unfortunately, we will make noise and nothing will happen. There are some people that someone once made a comment which is an African comment. You know that, it looks like some people will need to leave this earth before they get fired at Sundowns.
Man, it's because we are hiring Kaizer Chiefs people there. Chiefs is not doing well while we are hiring Chiefs people there. So they have to sabotage our success.
No, this thing.
I'm very disappointed.
These people that are having.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
You see, these people that are running teams and then they hire everybody that is part and parcel of the management of the team, and then they don't read anything that is pertaining to the workbook of the PSL itself. Because Sundowns is the second time they do the same thing, playing a player that is not in the team sheet or playing the player that is in the team sheet and suspended. It's the Sundowns problem with their management. The Ajax problem also, they should have studied the workbook of the PSL and the FIFA and the SAFA, and they should know that the player cannot play for more than two teams in one running season. So these are the simple things. And then if you are tasked to focus on those kind of stuff, you are not a player, you are not a team manager, you are not a kit manager or the logistics transport manager, something like that. You are only tasked to look after the team. So you know about the injuries and the yellow cards and the red cards and everything that is pertaining to the players and the presence of the players in the camps and out of the camps. So these are your daily duties that you must be in line with. You must know them from your heart. You must know that this player is not going to be playing this weekend because of 4 yellow cards and he has to miss this number of games. So I don't know why Sundowns must always have the same problem pertaining to the players, and there's somebody who's dealing with players. Ajax also is the simple thing that you must know about. If it is the law says you cannot play for 2 teams in a one running seasons, why must they have to go and ask PSL permission to play a player who already played for 2 teams in a one PSL? You don't need even to ask anybody to start. I must play this player, regardless of how needy you are. When we look at your squad, but he's already played 2 teams in one running season. So he's prohibited from playing the 3rd team. You cannot argue things like that. We know them, they are on the books, they are written.
So, Napo, I can say this. Now, we know about the problems at Bloemfontein Celtics. And we knew coming into this final that there were monies promised to players if they win the competition. Now, you can understand from a club's point of view, whether even if Celtics didn't win the game on the pitch, but that 7 million can do a whole lot of difference to the team. So they're definitely going to go for that. They're not going to say, we didn't deserve it on the field of play. But in terms of rules are rules, and they're looking in and say, well, there's the money, we can get it. Why not?
You know what? I do understand that they need the money, but then they didn't show up. Why should they get it? Why should rules are rules? Yeah, they were bent, not broken. They were bent, not broken. Right? Langerman didn't play. Langerman didn't play. He didn't set foot on the pitch. It was on the team sheet. Yeah. That's a mess up.
Okay,
but
so, let's do it this way. Because we've said what we said. I'm going to give each of you guys 1 minute to have your say about everything that you need to say about what you saw tonight and the rest of the season. I'm going to start with you, Lonwabo. Your 1 minute, my brother.
Okay, Ivan. No, I'm disappointed because this has spoiled our treble now, but we'll leave it to the management, all of this. But all I can say, Ivan, is the season was interesting. I think it's my first time seeing South African football that is so hype and energetic, where people, each and every team is eager to watch PSL. So for me, our football has changed in South Africa. I can say so that our football has changed and it is becoming more competitive now. What I want from Peter, Ivan, I'm hearing that we are signing 11 players. We are signing 11 players. Salulid are coming in. All those big names are coming in. But I want him and the technical team to be careful when it comes to these youngsters, Kulise, Mkume, and Makhalwa. I think now is their time for them to shine at Sundowns. They've proven that they fit in the squad. So he must not sabotage the momentum for those young guys. Otherwise, all in all, Ivan, Sundowns has proven us that they are still the best, and also they want to compete more in Africa. Yeah, so Pito must just please play those boys. He must play them because they deserve to play. They have proven him that they deserve to be in that squad. Yeah.
Okay, Kelvin?
Yeah, now all I can say is that today we had a very good game.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed every second of it. And then all the players today, they showed the hunger that they were not done last week. So going to next season with those new signings, the first thing that they must do, they must let go of those old guys first. Because you can't sign youngsters and still keep those old crocs for long. At least keep few for experience. But the rest, they must make women. That's all I can say.
Okay. I'm going to go to Napo. Your 1 minute, my brother.
Yeah, sure, man. You know, when it comes to the performance for the entire PSL this season, it wasn't really satisfying. Because look at how Pirates played. Look at how Sundowns played. Even Chiefs. Everyone was expecting Chiefs to take the lead since they were doing so well for 28 games. They've been on top of the log. And then at the very last moment, they make a blunder. Sundowns gets lucky. You can't say like they did well. They got lucky. Let's be honest. They got lucky. They got lucky because somehow Baroka came through for them, right? Baroka came through for Sundowns. And from my team, I can't say we really need a new coach, but then Maduka is doing okay for now, and we don't necessarily need new signings. We can keep the players that we have, just have to give them an opportunity to show themselves, to prove themselves. Because look what happened in the previous game when John Maduka took Billy out after like 10 to 15 minutes of game time. He came on as a substitute and he took him out. That like really messes up with the game, the players' morale to show up in the next game. You see, so he needs to give these players a chance to prove themselves. He needs to give them an opportunity to express their own gameplay. You see, so from my side, I feel like PSL is not really. It wasn't really competitive or as exciting, especially after this COVID saga, because like it was just like we just want to get it over, go over and done with. You see, like no one was just coming through, if I could say that.
Okay.
You understand? So
let's go to Murendni. Your 1 minute, my brother.
You know, I'm still pissed by this incompetence at Sundowns. But, you know, I think, you know, a lot of people are saying Sundowns was lucky. But for me, I think, yes, Sundowns was not at their best. But the fact that even when we're not at our best, we managed to win the league and the cup, you know, that eases the pressure of the technical team and allow us to rebuild properly, because I think next year we'll need to rebuild the team. We'll need to rebuild the core of the team. And so that is good for Sundowns. You know, it was a good season. All factors considered, this was a good season. And considering the fact that just before lockdown, Sundowns was doing very well. And I think if it wasn't for lockdown, Sundowns would have won the league. So when we went into the bubble, we did not do very well, but, you know, fortune favored us in the bubble and we ended up winning it. So it was a good season, but it could have been, performance-wise, it could have been better. But you know what? Performances do not always matter. What matters is the trophies won. It was supposed to be 3 out of 4 trophies. Now I don't even know if it's going to be 2 out of 4. But yeah, overall good season.
Goitsilwe?
Yeah, out of all, the PSL went well, and then if it can, the next season can continue like this one, if I played, then I would say no, our football is at least getting somewhere, because at least this year the league ended on the last day. So although if I can say Sundowns was lucky too, but I'll also say they were not lucky. Because if Chiefs was supposed to win the league, they should have won the league with 2 games remaining or 3 games remaining. Because the last time the teams go to the last minutes of the game, I think it was 1997. Those times, Jacob Tizef was still playing, and then the time they lost against, I think it's Black Leopards, when they drew against Black Leopards. That was 1997. Since then, teams have been winning the leagues with games in hand. Yes, Klevin had won it once with Super Sport on the last days. But if Chiefs wanted to win the league, they should have won the league 2 games or 3 games before the last day. So therefore, we could have said it's something else. But Chiefs, Sundowns was not so much lucky. Chiefs went into the last game in need of a simple thing because they were ahead of Sundowns with everything. So they needed at least to both win so that they can take the league, or to both draw so that they can take the league, or to both lose so that they can take the league. So Chiefs didn't do anything to win the league. So you can no longer say there was luck there, because if Chiefs loses, Sundowns was losing. If Chiefs drew, Sundowns was drawing all along. Up until now, they leave everything onto somebody's hands, not their hands, and continue drawing all the games that were remaining. Well, but if the next season and the 2 more seasons that can play the same as this season.
I'm sorry, we have run out of time. It's gonna cut.
Yeah, if
but thanks for joining, guys.
Okay.
What a season. We enjoyed it. There was drama, there was all sorts of stuff. Everything that we saw was new to all of us, but it was a success nonetheless. Thanks for joining us, and we'll continue to join us in the future. Cheers, guys. Well, there you have it, guys. Look, congratulations to Mamelodi Sundowns for winning the Nedbank Cup 2020. They've completed their last piece of their treble winning season. And what a goal from Gaston Serino. You heard it. There was drama there. I will leave it for you guys to comment there. You know you can find us on Facebook, on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification, and also comment below. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Instagram. It's the Master Tactician signing out for the very last time for the 2019-2020 season. I hope you enjoyed it, because we enjoyed it. Let's keep this growing and glowing, as Goitsilwe used to say. But anyway, I'm signing out. Cheers. Go.